welcome to the workshop. Today we're going to look at Gaugemaster's seat motor. All I'm going to show you in this video though is how to wire it up as a simple point motor. This one has the polarity, the frog polarity on it, but I don't use this. I don't have the right points for it to be relevant. So maybe in the future I will, and if I do, we'll come back and we'll take a look at it. But for now, I'm just going to show you how to wire this up. You will see on the motor here that on this side you have A, B, C, D, E and F. So A, B, C, D, E and F. All we're interested in for the purpose of this video is A to the left, B all the way to the right, and C, which is second from the left. These 3 points. A is for this side, B is for this side, and C is your common. So that's how we're going to wire it up. So I will use, for my switch, the switch wire is going to be blue. For my common, it will be black. And for the other switch, it's going to be blue. And that's it. So now we know how to wire up the motors themselves, let's look at connecting them to our controllers. Now I use this over here. This is the DigiKeys DR5000. But in order to make those motors tick, I need a decoder in the middle. So I'm using this. This is the DCC Concepts ADS-8SX Solenoid decoder. Now I like this one because it also comes with the added benefit of being able to toggle my points with a manual switch. It also comes with another little feature which you can use either on your control board, or you could wire them up to a dual aspect signal, because when you throw the points one way or the other, you'll get a red or a green LED to indicate which way the point has gone. Now you could use that as a signal if you liked, or you could have it on your control board. There are things from DCC Concepts which will give you all this. I believe it's the Mimic they call it, which will allow you to see all this anyway, but this has it all built in, so it's an awesome little bit of kit. Not only can you have the 8 points here, but you can daisy chain this straight out at this end. So you can see I've got 2 wires coming in here. These 2 wires go off to the DR5000, and I can have 2 further wires coming out this end, which just are a continuation straight through and out and into another unit. So that gives me 16 points via these. I will probably look at going towards the DigiKeys DR4018, which gives me the 8 points with simple control. The beauty of that for me is if I only use 7, I've got the extra output to use as a signal or for lighting in houses or whatever I want around the board. I'm not stuck to it just being solenoids, whereas this is just solenoids. Not knocking this is an awesome bit of kit, and if you've got frog points, then this is the piece of kit for you. As you can see, we've got our 4 motors here. We've got our old Peco, we've got a Hornby, we've got a newer Peco, and we've got the Gaugemaster seat motor. These Gaugemaster seat motors are also the ones that have the polarity, the frog polarity on them, which I won't use, but I use them because they've got the 2 holes in there, so I can mount them straight into the board. They will very rarely be wired like this. Instead, you'll have something in the middle, maybe a connection, some connectors to push them together, which I will be using terminal blocks in the middle. And I've wired them straight in, and they go into this last separated 3-point screw terminal. Your common in the middle, which we've color coded, if you remember, with the single piece of wire going out, and then either way you want it to flick on either side. On the board itself, it will say left, common, right. Now if I power this up, there we go. Now when I throw point 1, you can see all the motors are currently listening to point 1. Now, in order to program them all, that will be a separate video. There we go, so all 8 points. Now if we just focus on the number 1 over here, this would be number 1. You can see I've got my manual switch, and if I use the manual switch, it will throw, and also I get the LEDs to indicate which way, so you will get an idea what I mean by you could use that for signals. You just need to send the LEDs along with your solenoid power. 6 wires you need to send that down your layout, and you've got both. So that's how you wire it in to a DCC Concepts ADS-8SX. Now if you're going to use the 4018, it will be a similar idea to wiring it in. You've got your 3 points on the 4018, your right, your left and your common, and that will go off to your solenoid motor, and then it's just a case of wiring it up. I'll quickly show you how to run these on a DC layout. So here we have our motor again, our point motor, A, B and C there, and it's wired up slightly different. So this is a controller. It's got 2 tracks coming out. This is like a Series D, Gaugemaster Series D. It's got 2 tracks, our left track, our right track, or up and our down line, and they can be controlled independently, backwards, forwards, and fast and slow. But also the benefit of this controller is that it has an accessories output. So we can wire our accessories directly to this output. And as you can see, we're keeping the negative connected to the point motor as a common. And our positive will go down to the switch, and the switch will sit in the permanent upright or permanent off position until we push it in either direction, throwing the power to flick the switch. This means we can control our tracks independently, as you need to in DC. You can have your up, your down line, so you've got 2 tracks. It doesn't matter if there's power or no power on the tracks when you want to throw your switches, because our points are controlled separately. So here we have our Gaugemaster seat point motor. You can see we have A, B and C. So C is a black wire here, which is the same as our image, and our 2 left and right, A and B, are blue wires. Now we need to link them up to a switch. So here's our switch. A switch has a black wire for its positive, unfortunately, and 2 blue wires for either side. Now I'd normally tin these, but I wasn't expecting to pull it out, so we'll run with that. And here we've got some power. So here's a 12-volt DC power supply. Plug it into here, which gives us a runoff. Now this is wired to the positive, the one with the white on it, so we know that the positive needs to go to the switch. There we go. And we know the negative needs to go to the motor, the point motor. Okay, and then we need to join the blues up, so I'll grab another one of these quick connectors. So here's our blues for our motor, and on this side our blues for the switch. Okay, so let's give it a go. At the moment you can see it's in the permanently off position, which is straight up, off for the middle, and on. So if I pull it this way or push this way, the motor should move as well. So if I hold this like that, and let's see. And that's it. I hope that all makes sense, either wiring directly from the accessory part of your controller or even the ADS-8SX if you're running in DCC. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.